Gremlins, Secrets of the Mogwai. I am going to be reviewing the show every Wednesday. I know the show premieres on Tuesdays, but it just gives me time to actually watch the episode and record it just in case I work and stuff. I got very busy hours during the summer, so this will just help me by putting it out on Wednesdays. But yeah, I was very excited from the moment the show was announced. And the reason why is I just love Gremlins, and we don't get enough Gremlin stuff. It's funny, like, you got these big studios now constantly digging up old IPs, old things, to put on their streaming services. But, or just, like, make sequels out of, to put in theaters and stuff. Yet we don't have, like, a Gremlins 3 or some kind of Gremlins reboot. And, I feel like there are properties that you're just like, why are we remaking this? Why are we bringing this back? But Gremlins is that one where you're like, yeah, I'd like to see more. Kind of like that Beetlejuice 2 that's happening. I know so many people are excited for that, right? So why the hell do we not have another Gremlins thing? I just don't get it. We're kind of going through the motions with this. But yeah. However, though, I was also cautious about the show because I did kind of expect it to be a cash grab. I'm like, all right, an animated show. It's one of the first things announced for HBO Max, or which is now Max, but you know what I mean. It was one of the first things announced, so I was like sitting there like, all right, they're probably gonna be milking it. It's probably gonna be not very good. However, this thing spent a long time in development. It played at film festivals. It just took forever to come out, and now it's finally out. And even though I expected this to be a cash grab, I was hoping it'd be fun enough where I could just enjoy it, have some fun with it. No, this ain't a cash grab. This is fucking good. And I'm like, wow. So, you watched the first episode of the show, and spoilers for these episodes. There's nothing majorly spoilery that will ruin your experience watching these episodes, but I do want to just talk really about what happened, kind of break it down. So, I guess I'll start with the animation. The animation in the show, I was kind of like, I don't know. Like, I was hoping more 2D traditional look, but they did CGI. And I thought, CGI, I'm like, I don't know. And then, the actual trailers and the images don't look really great. But honestly, when you sit down and you pop these on the TV, this show looks amazing. And you understand why the animation is great. First of all, like, it allowed some really cool shading and life to the animation. I really like that stuff. And then also it's really cool in the magic scenes. Like, we have characters that perform magic. Our main villain is some kind of evil sorcerer. And so like when he was doing some magic at the end of the second episode or the first episode, you're like, wow, this is great. Stuff like that, right? Or was it the end of the second? I forget. Anyways, but you know what I mean? That's some really freaking cool animation. And that was awesome. So I really enjoyed that. And now we'll get into why this show is so great, at least in these first two episodes. Basically, this is going to be a story where about this kid trying to get back the Mogwai to its home. And because at the beginning of the first episode, Gizmo accidentally gets mixed up with these people. They find the Mogwai, and his grandfather, which this is a prequel to the first Gremlins, so we know that this kid is the shopkeeper in the first Gremlins. But his grandfather says, no, we got to get this back to its home. And then we got this evil sorcerer that comes after them and kills the grandfather by eating him. At least we're assuming he's dead. I don't think he actually is, because this is still kind of a kid show. So I'm thinking, like, by the end of the season, the kid's going to rescue his parents and free the Mogwai. Or not free the Mogwai, but free his grandfather. But yeah, and then we also see that, hey, Gizmo gets wet. We got some babies, so that's a problem. And that's kind of the first two episodes. I like that, the Gremlins are, portrayed as scary a little bit. But even when they're not portrayed as scary, because they do have to tone it down a little bit. Because that movie came out, those movies came out in the 80s. It was a different time. You're able to make more kind of scary-ish things for kids. There wasn't exactly a PG-13 rating back then. So they kind of had to toe the line a little bit between like R and PG, and so they were able to do that a little bit better. Now we wouldn't really allow that. But what's nice about it is that the villain of this thing's scary. Like when he freaking eats the grandfather, you're like, oh, like that was creepy, you know, and not scary to where I'm scared because I'm an adult, but like it's creepy enough that it did like affect me. I was like, oh damn, you know, things like that. And so I think that's cool. And then just the story's interesting, you know, learning the different lore of the Mogwais and things, right? There's a reason the show is called Secrets of the Mogwai, and that's really cool. And I just really liked all the interesting stuff they were doing with that, the lore they were exploring with it. It was really neat. And I'm a big Gremlins fan, so more lore, you know, because really, that's the thing about the Mogwai that's really funny. You're like, what is this? Like an alien? Like, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it being like an ancient creature from China, I'm assuming. Yeah, China. My brain is not working today. Anyways, you know, and it kind of like having all this lore to it and things like that. That's cool, you know. Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was in China. My brain is just tired, is what it is. Anyways, I'm gonna sign off before I lose my mind. It was but these are great episodes. Let me know your thoughts, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.